A few days later, I surprised Minho with a trip to the mall. I told him I needed new clothes and shoes because most of my stuff was starting to get pretty worn out. But really, I was looking for the perfect outfit for him. What I had in mind was something that would make him look ridiculously good, something that would make my gay male heart skip a beat. While I was browsing through a rack of tops, I saw the perfect shirt. It was light blue and had these little white rabbits all over it. I tried not to be too excited, but I couldn't help myself. I picked it up immediately. On the tag it said, "Property of the hottest bunny." I bet Minho would look so freaking cute in it. I put the shirt in my bag and went to the men's section where I got him some jeans that matched. Finally, I went to the accessories counter and found some rabbit ear headphones for him. These were black and looked pretty high quality. I was imagining Minho wearing the shirt with the headphones, and I literally could not unglue my eyes from the mental image. Of course, I also got myself some nice new clothes. Then I went to the food court and bought us both iced coffees. Sitting there with my bag of goodies, I sipped my coffee, feeling happy and content. I couldn't wait to go home and dress up my hubby. By the time we got home, the sun was starting to set and I was getting a little nervous. How would he react to my gift? Would he like it? All these thoughts were swirling around my head. But as soon as Minho opened the bag and saw what I had gotten him, I knew my worries were for nothing. He was grinning from ear to ear. "You got me rabbit ears," he said, his eyes sparkling with amusement. "And a shirt that says hottest bunny. Oh, baby, you know how to make me blush." Before I could say anything, he had already stripped off his shirt, revealing the toned muscles I loved so much. He slipped on the blue shirt effortlessly, and it looked so damn good on him. I couldn't help myself. I walked over and traced my fingers along his arm. "Are you serious right now?" Minho asked, chuckling. "Of course I am. You look so freaking adorable in this." He shook his head, but there was a big smile on his face. He took the headphones I had gotten him and put them on, adjusting them slightly. He looked at me and raised an eyebrow. "So do you want to see if they work or do you have something else in mind?" I said with a playful smirk, "Why don't we go somewhere quiet and I can show you?" He nodded slowly, still smiling. "That sounds like a plan." Our night started out slow, but that quickly changed once we were in my office, away from prying ears. I'll admit, seeing him in that shirt and with those headphones really turned me on. I couldn't help myself. I walked up to him, cupped his face and smashed my lips against his. He moaned and deepened the kiss, his tongue battling with mine for dominance. When we finally pulled away, I whispered, "Good, because I have a lot of fun planned for tonight." After we got dressed, we drove to an abandoned warehouse district. I parked my car and we headed towards this huge graffiti-covered wall. "What are we doing here?" Minho asked, tilting his head. I smiled mischievously and handed him a can of spray paint. "We're gonna leave a mark, our mark, on this city." He looked at me in surprise, but before he could ask any more questions, I pressed a kiss to his lips and started painting. I told him to close his eyes, and when he did, I painted a giant bunny on his eyelids. He let out a loud breath when I finished. "Wow, I don't think I've ever done anything like this before." "Then let me show you." I led him over to another wall and this time I painted two bunny ears on his face. He spun around, admiring his reflection. "This is amazing. I look like a freaking superhero." I took a picture of him on my phone and he struck a pose. "Give me a break, babe, you know you love it." I couldn't stop smiling. This night was everything I had hoped for. After the spray paint, we went to a secluded part of the beach where no one was watching. And that's when things got really hot. I told him to lay down on the sand and I straddled his hips. "Oh yeah, that shirt looks great on the floor." I began peppering his chest with kisses, licking up my way to his neck. So good," he moaned, his eyes fluttering closed. "Baby, I want to take you inside," I whispered. "Me too," and that's when I started blowing on his neck, sending shivers down his spine. He arched into me, his body fitting perfectly with mine. And then we just gave into our desires. It was raw, primal, and completely electrifying. I lost myself in the moment, in him, and it felt like we were the only people in the world. Afterwards, we cuddled under the stars, sharing stories and dreams. And I couldn't help but think that even if we had nothing else at night, it was still the best night of my life. Because sometimes all you need is a bunny shirt, a can of spray paint, and a whole lot of love.